Hi, I'm Belle, and this is my tarot week ahead forecast for the week beginning March the 10th. So, I'm sitting in front of the large spread that I use, and there are so many good things here. It's a bit like having a chocolate box of goodies and not quite knowing where to start. So, I'm actually going to start by telling you what came up in the meditation that I do before the reading. And the image that presented itself to me was of a bridge, and I'm going to say this is a very substantial iron bridge. We would be familiar with this kind of design, like the bridge that goes over the Tamar, for example, or if you're in a different part of the country, the Forth Bridge. A big metal bridge that stretched away into the distance, and it was covering an area of water, and I would say that this water was a river. It was deep and it was fast flowing, and this bridge stretched away, and I could just see in the distance, I could see the land where it reached the land on the other side. So I could see that it lands somewhere. It wasn't going off to the distance, never to be seen again. There was a specific period of time. And I felt that the message that is being contained in this metaphor is that this is what we are creating. This is what we're creating in ourselves, in our lives, and in our communities, is a substantial bridge that's going to take us across, excuse my reference, troubled waters, across the troubled waters safely to the other side. And we are all doing this. We're doing it by nourishing the heart. We're doing it by allowing ourselves to consult the heart and not live solely from the head. So, bearing in mind that image, let's see what the tarot has to offer us today. I'm going to start by, let me see, let's showing you this here. Very, very nice little run. This is from the back. So you'll notice that we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. We've got the Three of Cups, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. So I'm going to talk about that for a little while. So what this says to me is we are investing in our physical well-being, our material well-being. We are investing in making sure that we are growing food, or we have a good access to food, or that we're involved in some way in our local community in food production, because this is going to be important. Here we have this very relaxed king. Now, in the tarot, the kings are generally unhappy. The queens are very happy, the kings are unhappy, except this one, because this is the king of contentment. The king who says, my needs are met, I have what I need, I don't need more, I'm not constantly grasping or pushing or shoving to get more, I have enough, and enough is good for me. Here we have the Three of Cups. We have the Three of Cups, which says this bridge that we are creating that will take us across the difficult times, the troubled waters, we're going to do that with others. We cannot do this by ourselves. We're going to do that in the companionship of friends, families, communities, people we don't know, people that we don't know yet. The people are important, so joining, being part of something is important. And here we have the promise again of home, of all of our needs being met in a way that elevates our lives, because all of our needs are met. Now, I don't just mean on a material level, I mean on an emotional level as well. This is a very deep and complex card. I'm not going to go into all of that now, but it's very reassuring in terms of our life and the life of those around us. Those who we consider to be family are blessed when we when we look after ourselves on that ordinary, everyday level of investing in our material well-being. And again, very much with an emphasis on food production and food security. So we're building the bridge that takes us across the difficult times through our efforts, and those efforts might be communicating, joining things, getting involved, looking around your local area and seeing what's happening there or what's not happening, and maybe there's something you'd like to join or start or look at, find out about, investigate. Strong emphasis on actual involvement. We can't just sit at home and go, oh yes, those people are doing good stuff, oh those people are doing good stuff. The involvement is an invitation to all of us in our own way. We don't all have to be out there planting trees or digging ditches. We can give from where we are. So the other part of this that I want to emphasize is, I'm going to say, now these are, yes, okay, this is at the very top. So what we have here, I'm going to say, we have a great deal of fire energy and a great deal of water energy. Fire energy we would classify as being masculine. It calls upon the masculine part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that does, that is active, and that's active out in the world, but particularly from home. Now I can relate to this very strongly because I work from home. You might. Equally, we might organise groups from home. We might socialise from home. It's a place of power, it's a place of comfort in this particular card. And it comes up with the feminine, which says, what do you love? What is your heart's desire? So there's something here, if we're going back to creating this substantial bridge, it starts at home. It starts with us, how we behave towards ourselves, how we behave towards those that we love, those who are around us. Doesn't have to be family. Doesn't have to be people to whom we are actually physically related, but much more those who we consider to be family or where we feel we belong. But the guiding light this week, excuse me, is to love what we do and do what we love. I'm sure we've heard this before. Nevertheless, it's important now. It's important to do what we love and love what we do. And that may raise questions for us, because if we're not doing what we love, if we have several jobs or one job or a particular aspect of our life that we definitely do not love, then I'm not saying stick with that and make it joyful. I'm saying let's find ways, create ways where we can spend our lives doing what we love. We can create the ways of working and being that we love by using our head, our heart, and our good common sense. I'm not saying that this is always easy, because one of the things that we have here are endings as well. We have the possibility of looking at a particular situation and going, I can't do this anymore. This is too much for me. I'm overwhelmed. I need change in this area of my life. This is coming up quite strongly. And if that is true for you, then change is exactly what is right. Something has come to the end of a cycle, and it's time for you in your situation to look at what happens next. What do you want to create next? What comes out of that? And quite simply, what do you want? These are strong times. I'm not saying that we can all have fabulous jobs that we love and that we love getting up every morning and going, oh whoopee, I get to do that. But there is plenty of opportunity here for taking what we have and looking at how we can love it, how we can make it more beneficial for ourselves, how we can enjoy what we have already. And if you can change things, if something has come to a very timely end, or you have decided that you can't continue with this, then that is also part of going towards what you love more. So we're building this bridge out of what we love, what makes us feel good. When we wake up in the morning and we think about what we might be doing over the day, how do we feel about that? Do we feel energized? Do we feel uplifted? Do we feel excited? Do we feel interested? Because if we don't, then it might be time to either look at how we are approaching that or how we might be changing that. I find for myself, quite often it's to do with my attitude towards something. For example, I am not someone who enjoys driving. So if I have to drive, or I need to drive, or I want to be somewhere that requires driving, I have to check my attitude. I have to enter into that activity by being positive, speaking positively to myself, and by finding ways to make that journey pleasant for me. And sometimes it's really hard work, I can tell you, but I can do it. So there's a little bit of challenge this week in terms of recognizing areas of our life where we might have to change our attitude, or other areas of our life where we may have to say, I'm done here, thank you, I need to find something that works better for me. But if we can hold in our mind that what we really are aiming for, whatever the job is, whatever the work is, whatever the position we find in ourselves, that if we can love what we do and do what we love, then we will be nourishing ourselves, and we will be building that bridge that will take us from here to where we need to go. And this is over time. So it's not just this week, this is over several years. Let's go back to this very beautiful run that we had here. So here we are being blessed, literally being blessed by all that is. Blessed to receive abundance, whether it's in a material form, whether it's social, whether it's in loving kindness. But we can make this, and it is not as difficult as we might think. So if we connect with those that we love, or we find groups where we feel a sense of belonging, this is going to be the most helpful in creating the kind of world that we want for ourselves and for our children and for our grandchildren over the next decade as we move through a challenging time. But it doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be as simple as building a bridge without drama, without too much suffering, but with intention and as much joy as we can find as we do what we love and we love what we do. I hope that's useful to you. And as usual, I am welcoming people to connect with me if you're interested in readings. And also to tell you that this week, today, I am launching my new website, which is called Bell's Tarot. I know. So the link, you will find the link to Bell's Tarot underneath the video, and I welcome anyone who would just like to go there and have a look. That would be great. Thank you. Have a good week, everyone. Take care.